Hello, my millions of listeners and subscribers. Welcome to African Musing, where I muse about whatever I fancy, giving wise insights. Before I start talking about today's topic, let me just encourage you to please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it, and I believe you will enjoy and learn a lot from my musings. Next, if you believe that men and women are equal in the eyes of God, then let me encourage you to read a book called Apostle Paul Was a Feminist, Volume 1. This book actually proves that Apostle Paul, the writer of the majority of books in the New Testament part of the Bible, the guy who wrote that women shouldn't speak in church, yeah, him, he was actually a feminist. It's shocking, I know, but please go and read the book and find out. Okay, let's begin. Was Kate Middleton really upset about Meghan Markle's baby brain comment? A week before Prince Harry's book Spare came out, it was accidentally, if you believe that, put on sale early in Spain, and the British tabloids got a hold of it and they translated it and then put out pieces of it out of context, of course. Now, one part of the book that was talked about was Meghan Markle saying to Kate that she had baby brain. And of course, people said, oh my gosh, that's an insult. It's like such a bad thing to say to somebody, etc. Blah, 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 right? They were like some people were basically blaming Meghan and saying what Meghan said was really bad. Okay. Now, since the book has come out, we can see the full context of what transpired according to Harry's account. I stress this according to Harry's account because if Kate or Meghan or William give an account of this, there might be other things that may come up, that may arise, that may be said about it, right? So anyways, I'm going to show you the context and then discuss it. So Prince William and Kate invited Harry and Meghan for tea, okay, after Harry and Meghan got married. But it was also to clear the air because there had been some tensions between the two of them, the two couples. So I'm now going to read parts of that passage. Some parts of it is not necessarily relevant, but it's just to help lay a foundation, okay? So, Willie and Kate invited us for tea to clear the air, June 2018. We walked over one late afternoon. I saw Meg's eyes widen as we entered their front door, walked past their front sitting room, down their hallway into their study. The wallpaper, the crown molding, the walnut bookshelves lined with color-coordinated volumes, the priceless art, gorgeous, like a museum. And we both told them so. Meg then acknowledged the tension among the four of us and ventured that it might go back to those early days when she had first joined the family, a misunderstanding that had almost passed without notice. Kate thought Meghan had wanted her fashion contacts, but Meghan had her own. They had gotten off on the wrong foot, perhaps. And then Meghan added, everything got magnified by the wedding and those infernal bridesmaids' dresses. But it turned out that there were other things about which we had been unaware. Willie and Kate were apparently upset that we hadn't given them Easter presents. Easter presents? Was that a thing? Willie and I had never exchanged Easter presents. Pa always made a big deal about Easter, sure, but that was Pa. Still, if Willie and Kate were upset, we apologized. For our part, we chipped in that we weren't too pleased when Willie and Kate switched place cards and changed seats at our wedding. We had followed the American tradition, placing couples next to each other, but Willie and Kate didn't like that tradition, so their table was the only one where spouses were apart. They insisted it wasn't them, it was someone else. And they said we had done the same thing at Pippa's wedding. We hadn't. As much as we had wanted to, we had been separated by a huge flower arrangement between us, and though we had desperately wanted to sit together, we hadn't done anything about it. Kate looked out into the garden, gripping the edges of the leather so tightly that her fingers were white, and she said she was owed an apology. Meghan asked, for what? You hurt my feelings, Meghan. When? Please tell me. I told you I couldn't remember something, and you said it was my hormones. What are you talking about? Kate mentioned a phone call in which they had discussed the timing of the wedding rehearsals. And Meg said, oh yes, I remember. You couldn't remember something, and I said it's not a big deal, it's baby brain, because you had just had a baby, it's hormones. Kate's eyes widened. Yes, you talked about my hormones. We're not close enough for you to talk about my hormones. Meg's eyes got wide too. She looked genuinely confused. I'm sorry I talked about your hormones. That's just how I talk with my girlfriends. Willie pointed at Meg. It's rude, Meghan. It's not what's done here in Britain. Kindly take your finger out of my face, Meg said. She would never intentionally do anything to hurt Kate, and if she ever did, she asked Kate to please just let her know so it wouldn't happen again. All right. All right. So we can see from this passage that Meghan's comment to Kate was actually a statement of understanding and grace. Like, don't beat yourself up, girl, because you forgot something about the timing of the wedding rehearsals. I'm not upset. You just had a baby. It's baby brain. Your hormones. Now, baby brain is an actual term. It's not like an insult. It's a condition that happens to some moms after giving birth. But let me point out that Kate wasn't angry, according to Harry's account, about the term baby brain. She was angry because Meghan spoke about her hormones. She repeats 3 times that the offense was speaking about her hormones, not about baby brain. Not about saying the term baby brain. So the term baby brain is not an issue here. The issue is talking about her hormones. And we see that Meghan didn't talk about her hormones in front of others. It was said over the phone. So we can see from Meghan's standpoint that she wasn't being malicious at all. In fact, if she had gone all bridezilla on Kate and because she forgot about the timing of the wedding rehearsals, people would have said, oh, stop being a bridezilla, Meghan. Kate just had her baby. Her hormones all over the place. It's baby brain. Show some compassion. Gosh, such a narcissist. Okay, now, when Meghan showed compassion, some people twisted to say that Meghan was belittling Kate. Yeah, like Meghan, in some people's eyes, she can never win. Now, the question is, why did Kate get upset about it? Okay, well, Kate states why she was upset that Meghan talked about her hormones. She said, we are not close enough for you to talk about my hormones. Now, Meghan has a lot of girlfriends that we know of, Serena, etc. I think even the wife of Justin Trudeau, is it the president of Canada or Prime Minister of Canada? I don't know. And even in the Harry and Meghan documentary in Netflix, she talks about these girlfriends and we see some of these girlfriends. And, there's certain things you do with your girlfriends, you share things, you're understanding with each other, and you're affectionate, okay? However, one thing that is said about British culture is that they tend to be more reserved as a people. Even more reserved are the British royal family. Even Diana said this. And Harry mentioned this reserve in his memoir, Spare, about how his grandma barely hugged his father, Prince Charles, or King Charles now and all. So, this is let's just say the British culture is reserved, but even more so reserved are the British royal family. And then Meghan mentioned in the Netflix documentary that she thought that being reserved was like something that was just done in public, but that when you went behind closed doors, the reserve was put aside. But that she learned that reserved carried on even behind closed doors. And when she was saying this, we could tell she was alluding to William and Kate. Okay, so Meghan saw Kate, her soon-to-be sister-in-law, as a girlfriend, and she said so, right, according to Harry's account. But clearly, Kate did not see her as such. And because you can't force someone to be close to you, I cannot fault Kate for setting this boundary in their relationship. I also cannot fault Meghan for having a kind and open heart and showing grace to Kate. And I commend Meghan for apologizing and telling Kate to, always let her know if she ever does anything offensive and all. So, yeah. So please, I just want to encourage you to buy the book Spare by Prince Harry. Don't believe the media lies about it, okay? That it's not a tell-all book. It's not salacious, okay? Many people have said that it's actually very good and sad because you see how Harry didn't know how to process his grief. And also some people have said that, a big part of it is about his life in the military, the 10 years he spent in the military. So don't think that this is some salacious tell-all book. No, it's a memoir, okay? The links will be in the description box. Okay, see you next time. Bye.